Hello to my dental families out there, all you terrific dental professionals. This is Pat Pine from OSHATrainingBootcamp.com, and we're going to talk about pouches today and make sure that the pouches are being processed properly. We have internal and external monitoring devices that we must have on all our pouches. These colors must change after each load in the sterilizer. Now, these pouches have to be sealed properly, and if they are not, so I'm going to seal this improperly because I had one done properly. So let's say I seal it like that. You can see that this right here is sticky on the other side, and it's going to catch another bag and possibly rip it or cause problems when we're storing it. So we want to make sure that these pouches are processed properly and sealed properly. So this one is sealed properly. It also has internal and external monitoring devices that must change color. So you might wonder why I'm talking about this now is because recently I was processing some instruments and I pay attention to the colors of the monitoring devices and they weren't changing. Well, I did it again and it didn't change. So what's going on? Actually, the bag I was using of pouches had expired. So, and only by 2 months, but I never even thought to look at them. So I did. I threw them all out and I ordered new ones. So you want to make sure that these little colors are changing. Now, what do you do for a cassette? This is internal and external monitoring devices, but a cassette does not have that. It is required per the CDC that we have a monitoring device inside our cassettes. So this just gets set down right inside on top of our instruments so that when we open up the cassette, we can see and observe that it has been processed and the steam, time, and temperature has been going through this cassette. If that doesn't change, there's something wrong with either your wrapping, your packaging, or your loading of the sterilizer, or the sterilizer itself. Do never, never, never overload a sterilizer. So overloading would be like this and like this. They now want us to process our instruments vertically. So all our pouches should be vertically, and our instruments also. All you have to do is turn the rack on its side. So we definitely want to make sure that we're processing everything normally. And then when you open that cassette and find out that that monitoring device has changed color, you can feel pretty safe. Now, the only way you're going to find out if the sterilizer is working properly is with a spore test, and that's weekly. That's a must, weekly. And somebody needs to keep track of that, and it needs to be recorded. Now, when you're processing instruments, you have to record. If you have 2 sterilizers or 3, you need to record the number of the sterilizer, so you would label them on the sterilizer. I always recommend a laminated number, and 1, 2, or 3, if you have 3 sterilizers, the date, and then the load it goes into. And you need to do this with a marker that does not have any ramifications to it. So the marker is a specific marker. Hold on, last closed window here. It's a steri marker and it's non-toxic, and it's actually it's a special ink that's immediately dries. It is waterproof, it's light proof, it's resistant to atmospheric action. That's a mouthful. Heat resistant and acid resistant. So there's no chemical or toxic substance to the ink that's released during the processing period. So it's for a steam sterilizer and several of the other sterilizers. So you need to be sure that you're using the proper ink on here, but everything should be marked. And then when you go to use it or place it in front of the patient on the tray, you never, 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 never open a pouch or the cassette unless you're in front of the patient. The patient needs to be aware that these instruments were sterilized for them And you make note of that. Oh, these are your instruments. And you open them up while you're doing your PR, public relations, which means, hi, Mrs. Jones, how are you? How was your weekend? Or did you get away for the summer? You know, tell me more. So you always want to make sure that you're doing this and opening up your instruments in front of a patient. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and email me at info@oshatrainingbootcamp.com. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And over and out. If you have any questions, please let me know. Let's connect. Thanks so much. Have a great day.